Hello everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and it looks like we did not get the wave 3 down last week that I was expecting. They rallied this thing up quite surprisingly and quite larger than I expected for a wave 2 up, and that really surprised me and probably a lot of other bears as well. They literally probably wiped out most every bear's position out there that is left. Seeing a move up like this is extremely rare to have a move reverse and go completely up with one down day. This down day right here of 389 points on the Dow was a rarity, to say the least. I've looked back at all of the other days previously, and I couldn't find a single day out of all of these days here on here. I couldn't find a single day where there was not a follow through with at least a lower low the next day, and you can clearly see that there is none. The odds were probably 95, maybe 99% that there would have been a lower low the very next day, at least in the morning. So at least here. So look at this one. Down. Next day went lower. Then it reversed and closed positive. So playing the odds on this one, you had a 95% chance or better of winning, of catching this thing, breaking this 100-day moving average and reversing back up, and it did not happen. So all the bears that had went short here got wiped out on this move up. And so now what are we looking at? Well, at this point, it's hard to say. You can clearly see, I looked over here at Cobra's chart. Cobra pointed it out quite well. We do have a triangle forming, which is a bullish pennant formation. If we click on this, he does point this out. And I think most of the bulls out there have seen this, and so have the bears. Probably the bears have jumped ship at this point. You know, up, sideways consolidation, and a triangle formation does point to continuation of the move up. I don't know. I just find it hard to believe, folks, that that the market is so heavily manipulated like this, that we should have crashed so many times, and we have not crashed. They keep holding this market up. You know, I went and watched Lindsey Williams's latest video. It's just basically says the same thing again, that they are going to get the world countries in so much massive debt that it's going to be the biggest crash ever, probably. I mean, in history of the stock market. This is all planned. The market should have crashed, according to Lindsay, it should have crashed after 2000 with the Bush administration. They held it up. They would not let it crash. It, of course, should have crashed again even further after the 2008 crash. It should have been much larger than what it was, and it should have continued well past the 666 ritual low that we had in March 6, 2009. And, of course, it should have crashed here in 2011 numerous times. We should have just continued down, falling off a cliff. You know, this should have just pretty much bounced up here and continued on lower. It really should have, but they refused to let this market crash until they are ready, and then they're just going to absolutely pull the rug out and absolutely collapse it. Now, Lindsey Williams says it's in 2012, so I don't know what to think. Does that mean that we still can't have, you know, a 500 or 1,000 point down day on Monday or Tuesday of next week? I don't think so. I think that we can still have that. I think what Lindsay is referring to as a crash is, you know, 5,000 points on the Dow or something insane. So, but everything to me, you know, points to a big wave 3 going down on Monday. Call it a crash, call it whatever you want, but easily should be 500 points or more on the Dow. Cobra's right on top of this too. There's negative money flow. I discovered some of his stuff. I like to look at his. He picks up a lot of stuff I don't catch. because we're all looking for different things. You know, I'm looking for the dark side and the ritual side of it. He's looking for these facts and stuff like that. So he's pointing out there's negative money flows. So, you know, it would certainly indicate that that there should be some type of sell-off coming. If you count these waves again, I'll go over these again with you to show you what I'm seeing. And we're going to look here at the monthly chart. You can pretty much see here for the monthly chart as well where we're at. Let's grab this. Come on, baby. Come on up here. Okay. All right. Here on the monthly chart, folks, you can count the waves here as well. You know, obviously you had your first wave 1 down here, your wave 2 up here. This is what we're calling primary wave 1 down here and primary wave 2 up, and we are in the starting phases of primary wave 3, P3 here on the monthly chart. I know this looks like it's curling back up, but that's I still think it's just normal for it to bounce there to 50 and turn. I think it'll turn and go right back down into next year is what I'm thinking. So inside of primary wave 3, of course, you're going to have your intermediate wave 1, intermediate wave 2, intermediate wave 3, then 4, then 5 inside of that. So, you know, that's your I1. We're in I2 right now, thinking it's completed. I3 should be next, then I4 here, and I5 on the monthly chart. Of course, inside all of this, there'll be smaller waves, major waves, or whatever you want to call them. Makes no difference. I was calling them major waves. Major wave 1 down, which is where we should be starting. This one should be a major wave 1 down, I guess, if you want to call it that. Obviously, this one here would be a major wave 3 inside of all these. I mean, we're here, folks. Everything says we should be, you know, collapsing, but they will not let this market go down. They are just they're just absolutely manipulating the hell out of this market. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's just ridiculous that they will not let it go down. On a weekly chart, you see the same thing here. I mean, it's just so frustrating to try to play a rigged game when they know the cards in your hand. I mean, this should go down like this, folks. We should be going down. This should break this wedge down, and this move down here should be our intermediate wave 3 inside of P3. And of course, the very first move down in it, obviously, again, would be the very first one would be our first major wave down, and our first wave 1 down. So, you know, that would obviously imply going down there to at least, you know, at least this area right here again, somewhere in that 1100, and maybe then bounce up into December, January of next year, and then collapse on through it into next year down to down here below this level. And this, of course, is just the first wave of this. So let's move on to the daily. It gets sometimes just very, very frustrating sometimes, folks. It really, really does, to see the massive manipulation in this market, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't hide your hands. They see all your stops. They see where you, I don't put stops, obviously, but other people, you know, do, traders do. And if I'm trading along the same side that they are, then I'm the one getting wiped out. But you can look down here. What do you see? This is in bear territory here. This is majorly bearish right here. This black one here is at 37. When it gets to 33, that means there's 2 to 3 ratio on selling versus buying. So that means for every trade there's 2 sellers and one buyer. And it would be the exact opposite if it was up to 66, which would be 2 buyers and 1 seller. And so that would obviously be bullish. But this is majorly in bear territory. And it's way overbought here. I know they manipulate it and they keep it up, but I still think that we are going to roll over on Monday and head down, and Monday and Tuesday and head down. I do not think that this is going to go on up here to 1300 plus. I know it indicates that it should break out. If you draw your lines here, you draw your lines here, it would indicate a breakout. Of course, I guess they could just drag this on forever and come right back down here, bang on here, next day bang on here, bang on here, bang on here, and then finally bust it on out. They could do that, and that would just drive everybody nuts. Basically do nothing next week, just chop around in that zone. And that's probably what they'll do. If I had to guess, that's probably what they're going to do, is just fake everybody out and just bang around inside this triangle until they finally bust it on out with light volume or something. So maybe they do dip down here and curl it right back up. Yeah, it gets very, upsetting that you can't control what these charts are because they manipulate them. You can't read them correctly. So on a 60-minute basis, obviously you can see exactly the same thing. This would again indicate, you had your up move, your bear flag right here. That would indicate you pop up there. Maybe it does, pops up on Monday, hits that triangle. If it doesn't bust out on through and go on up to new highs, then it would obviously, they're going to probably come back down here, bang on this side again, bang, bang, and just wear the bears and bulls out and do basically nothing until they finally decide they're going to bust it on up. That would probably be, what they're probably going to do. I'm hoping they're watching this because, I hope every time that I put something that they should do that makes sense, logical, they don't end up doing it. So maybe if they watch this, hopefully they won't do this, and they'll fake us all out and have one of these moves. Because that's what I'd really like to see. That's what really needs to happen because of where we're at. We need to have a wave 3 down. This is insane. And this wave right here is like a 3-3-3-3 wave or something like that. It's if I counted it right. Let's go back to that daily chart and look at this again. And we will, let's pick a color here. Let's call primary wave 1 or primary wave 3 down, P3 again. P3 right here. That's this one from the May high. The next one after that is your 1 wave, your 2 wave, your 3 wave. Call that intermediate wave 3. Again, this is where we're at right now. I3. That's where we should be. We'll go with another color for this. Inside of intermediate wave 3, you're going to have some type of major wave 1 down, and then a 2 up, and then a 3 down, then a 4 up, and then a 5 down. Let's call this major wave. And so I guess technically here we are in, I guess I can redo that. We'd be in major wave 1 is where we're at there. Okay. Then the next one would be where we're at here. Inside of major wave 1, there should be some minor waves, if you want to call them that. So there's that. There's that. There's that. There's that. Okay, and that would, you can call those minor waves. And where are we at here? We should be starting minor wave 3 down. That's where we should be. Inside of the 3 wave move right there, obviously there's microwaves, and looks like we have started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we should be in microwave or minute wave. I don't know why I call it. Yeah, minute wave 3. So, and then there's microwaves inside that. So I guess, yeah, in reality, we're probably more along the lines of, I guess, a 3, 3, 1. If I kept breaking it down, 3, 3 would be where we should be. This is where we should be, folks. It's where we should be. Of course, you know, the account's going to probably be totally wrong, and they're going to probably manipulate this again and just jack this on up here and run it on up. It's and they're going to defy gravity here, and this will just turn right back up as they manipulate the market once again and not allow this to go down to where it should be down here and bury itself before it takes a move back up. This should roll down here, folks, and do one of these numbers. It should roll down all into November and into December before it turns back up. I mean, what does that December 7th date mean? The Illuminati.org countdown. What the heck does that mean? Okay, that's when that Illuminati.org website, the countdown on it ends. That's also Pearl Harbor Day. What does that mean? To me, does that mean a bottom? Does that mean something major? That's where we hit and we bottom and turn back up. Before you know you rally up, you should have this thing go down to put in some positive divergence. But you know, so far it doesn't look like they're going to let that happen. It's just very, very frustrating. But you know, as far as I can see, Monday should be a 500 to a 1,000 point down day on the Dow. That's what it should be. Will it? I don't know. You know, very, very frustrated with the whole market right now. We did get some interesting news here. I want to go over that with you. Enough with this market calling it. I'm just going to tell you that I still am very bearish and think we should just collapse on Monday, Tuesday. But will it happen? Probably not. We'll probably chop around, like I said, in that triangle, then finally bust out. That's probably more likely what we're going to do. But I did want to show you some of these things right here. There was on the blog, we had Imagination caught a very interesting link by a poster on Godlike Productions. His name was, or his or her name was JCD, and they posted that when the Dow closes negative 389 points down, that the end of the market as we know it is there. I guess that the move down is starting. This is the start of it all. So, you know, I went to it, checked it out. It was there when I checked it out on Friday night, and then Peaceful Warrior went to check it out. It's no longer there. And Nuggy went to check it out. It's no longer there either. So they deleted it. Now it gets more interesting is this poster's name was, or member number was 11911. I'm going to show you this. It's just very, very strange. I've done a separate video on it as well, but I do want to show you this. It is right here. The day the market drops 389 points. This was the post on 11/11/2010. This post is now removed. I did make a copy of it for you guys to get and check it out as well. The poster's user ID was JCD. Not sure what that means, but this is just someone who remembered this post from back on 2010. So they posted this back over a year ago, that when the market hit 389 points down, it is the beginning of the end. And he'd seen this in a vision. This JCD predicted it back on April 12, 2010. Very, very strange. Don't know why Godlike Productions deleted the post. This is very, very, very odd that they would do that, again, unless they were forced to delete it by, you know, some Illuminati gangsters that threatened them, that told them to delete it or else. So this post here is down, but fortunately I made a copy of it because it's still open in my window. I have not shut this window since Friday because I know it'll disappear. If I hit the refresh button right here, folks, it's gone. It's gone. This is gone. So anyway, here is the original post from 4/7/2010. Someone else started this thread. The Dow will get to 11,246 and then crash hard. Well, you know, regardless, that's just what the thread was started. But we're not really concerned with who started the thread. We was only concerned with JCD and their post, and it just simply says the Dow dropped 389 points. That's the marker day. Hold on to your hats. Yep, it was a dream. Again, posted a second post here just to signal, let you know it's all coming down. Not just the Dow, but when it hits negative 389, I think it's the final day. I'm not sure. That was the whole dream. Then it says doesn't matter when, really. We all know it's going to happen when it hits negative 389. Okay, so you click on JCD and you take to the member profile of this person, and this is what it says. Very, very strange. They joined in 2005, and then they got a member ID of 11911, which, by the way, that happens to be the same thing with the Simpson clock. If you looked at the Simpson clock again, you could reverse the 6 to make it 611 or 119. You can reverse it that way. Same thing with the fake print that I got previously of 119. And sure enough, the Wall Street Journal does say that the Dow did plunge 389 points on that day, last Wednesday, on 11/9. Very, very strange stuff, folks. Very strange stuff. Again, fortunately for you guys, I do have the copy of that, and I encourage you to let's refresh that. The video I did that was 15 minutes. I went ahead and uploaded that to the website as well right here. This is the 15-minute version of it, and just in case for some mysterious reason my site goes down for whatever, I encourage you to download it. The CNBC print showing the 126.66 print, which was very, very odd, that they took the time to close the SPY at 666. Very symbolic, as well as the 666 low in the S&P back on March 6, 2009, indicating that was a bottom. This might very well indicate that this is a top. This was Friday's close, by the way. And let's see here. On top of that, the member's profile, I did make a copy of that, a screenshot of that. You can click on it right here. You'll see the member's profile, so you can save this so that you know. But it's no longer there, folks. If you go to this this link right here, Godlike Productions members, it's no longer there, at least when I checked. And then all the different pictures. I took the entire thing. There's 8 screenshots there of the whole thread. And then the other thread, the original one, there's 9 screenshots of it. So, you know, check it out. Download the video in case something happens here. And okay, and that is it for that. So I did find that very odd, and it was very odd here that the opening price on that 126 print, high price, low price, closing price, it was all the same. Very odd. And I commented about that as well. And then there's also the 119 fake print from the SPY last week. So there's a lot of interesting things. I don't know, what to think of these rituals here, folks, whether or not they're real or not. But I guess we will see. If I start seeing trolls on my site, I'll know it's from the gangster showing up on my site, trying to give me a hard time, because that's what they do. They always show up when I'm right. They never show up when I'm wrong. They let me look like a fool when I'm wrong, but when I'm right, they show up a lot. So anyway, here's the original links in the forum. Here's the link to that I just put this up, and the Godlike Productions, again, that's down, but you can see everything here. Here's been Fulford's latest. You know, again, it's just odd that, you know, I don't know. We're going to see what's going to happen. I put it up there and let you make your own determination on that. But if they take it down as they plan, what we don't want is them to be able to gain control and get everyone's assets for basically nothing as people get their houses foreclosed upon. We want all that to not happen. We want, you know, Ben Fulford and his group of people to actually succeed. So we'll see, I guess, in the next year, the 2012, what's going on. But right now, it still looks like the gangsters are still in control of this market at this point. So, okay, gang, I can't think of anything else. I got a bit a little under the weather here. I've got a cold and so I'm just not feeling real well. So I do apologize for that, but and a little frustrated too. So, so that is it. I'll end this video and see you on the blog. Hopefully, don't forget stockmarketbloggers.com is on a different host. So if this site goes down for any reason, this is on a different host. This site better not go down too. If they take them both down, you know what happened, folks. You know what happened. So they should one of these two sites should be up. Okay, that is it. I'll end the video here. Good luck, everyone. Stay safe.